Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Sam White is incarcerated. And while that's a simple statement and a cheap visual, it's also one that can wrongly label a person. Sam is a lot more than that. He is locked down physically, but he is spiritually and emotionally free. And the best way to show you what I mean is to turn you on to a book that he co-wrote with his aunt, Golden Winters.
This is a story of hope. It's a story of spiritual violations. It's a story of respecting yourself and learning who you are. It's a story where the poems are short stories in loving each other, despite the circumstances, despite the weight on your back, and leaning into whatever comes, just leaning into that.
The book is called Repairing the Breach, and this is going to sound like a gross oversimplification, but it's about growing up. It's about not letting yourself be defined by your circumstances, your life circumstances, or your immediate circumstances.
Repairing the breach is basically about repairing your soul when your soul is injured. Repairing the breach is making amends, evolving, and learning who you are.
It's also about not being defined by the face you wear, the one you see in the mirror, and the one that may belong to your father.
He owns his responsibility into where he's at. He owns that. He was taking ownership of that. But then his father walked away and go and make another family. And he doesn't understand. He thinks his father hates him, but he says he's walking around with his father's face. But he tells his father that, I forgive you, and that if I would see you today, I will hug you and tell you I love you. But he also tell him that I'm becoming a man, I'm transforming, and that I'm learning to love women and not disrespect them. I'm learning about family. And so in this, he's validating himself and telling his father all those things that hurt him. And at the end, he tells him, I love you.
The book is an interesting collection of poems and short stories created through their collaboration. They address a lot of issues like personal challenges, hard truths, compassion, vulnerability, faith, and self-validation. It's about learning who you are and coming to peace with your reality.
This was a journey of transformation for both of us because many of us in our communities are born from wounded wombs. We own that, but we don't know why we're hurt. And we're born into anguished communities and we don't understand that. And we're trying to get a hold of that because that is also the making of us into what we become or how we elevate and evolve and move from that.
The book came out last year, but their collaboration began way back in 2012 when Golden first reached out to her nephew.
In 2012, I relocated to Little Rock, Arkansas, and I reached out to my nephew. His spirit was so low, the anger, the hopelessness. And then I began to write him a sentence and ask him to respond to it. This is what is called the griot. The griot is the storyteller in West Africa. He's actually maintained the stories to tell in a community. So my nephew and I began this journey together, but it also helped me. We began to learn about each other. And one of the poems, A Mother's Worth, where he talks about his mother and talking about the pain that she endured when their father left. He talks about waking up to a house that listened to Shirley Caesar and smelling bacon and eggs, and Pine saw his mom cleaning the house with a rag around her head and hair rollers, and the first thing she say is, get ready for church. And all these things he remembered from love, that she never gave up on him, despite whatever he was doing, she loved him.
What a great way to share memories and get to know each other. They say we all have a book within us just waiting to get out. Well, Repairing the Breach is a great example of that. It's the collaboration of thoughts and experiences from two kindred spirits, related to one another, but separated by a 30-year generational gap. It's a reminder that no matter what the circumstances or how dark or confusing life seems at the time,
there's always a door to enter.
That's right. There's always a door to enter. If any of this sounds remotely interesting, I highly encourage you to go online and download your copy of Repairing the Breach from Golden Winters and Sam White. It's a fascinating story, and it's one that I think a lot of people can relate to. There's a link to it right in the show notes, so just click on the description of this episode, and that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.